Yeah, here in the KTU Celsius interview lounge, round of applause for a new friend here in front of the cameras. Yeah, just meeting you for the very first time. The smile is as big in person as I've heard over the past month or so. But we were chatting before we started rolling about the fact that I'm one of the select few that got to hear brand new music. But before we get there, welcome to New York, fam.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here with Maxwell. I've heard nothing but great things, and I feel starstruck
Well,
right now.
no, Starstruck. No, I hope to live up to all those amazing things that you've heard. But it's not about me. It's about you and your first time to New York City. And the fact, I don't know if we can pan down with the cameras. Maybe you can hold your foot up. You came prepared with the Tims, dog.
Yeah,
You did
Tim's
your research.
all the way. This is my favorite. I'm a Timberland kind of guy.
You did the research. Let's talk about what kind of guy you are. Orlando born, but kind of raised for a while in Los Angeles. How did the journey begin? When did music hit your heart? Let's start there.
So I've honestly always been really attracted to music.
Yeah.
Like I say that word because I had this infatuation with just beats and rhythms and songwriting and like not gonna cap. I used to watch the Disney Channel that like raised me.
All right,
Yeah,
so
all of it.
all of it.
Hannah
Okay.
Montana.
So you freaked out the other night when the Jonas Brothers brought
Oh, 100%.
David Lovato.
I'm mad that they didn't tell me to come here. I'm upset. Nobody told me this was happening.
Joe, Nick, Kev, don't drop the ball again, guys. All right, come on now.
I was born, honestly, raised off of Disney Channel in Orlando. I was a single child, an only child between my parents. They worked really, really hard. They were out of the house 90% of the times, trying to make a living for me. So I turned to genuinely music. That was the only thing that kind of fulfilled me and kept me occupied while my parents were working all day.
Yo, a lot of people can relate to that. I was a latchkey kid. I was a kid that came home. I dove into, for me personally, it was sports, but also it was entertainment. It was finding a connection with music and things that made me feel or even escape at times, you know what I mean? So for you to have that natural progression towards a lot of these artists who are icons now and you looking up to them and you're now walking in that same path, dude, how fun is it to find yourself and to know that, hey, this is kind of what I want to do and I'm gonna chase this dream.
It's crazy. It's the biggest thrill I've ever experienced in my life, and I'm just taking it in one day at a time and just enjoying the ride.
We got to talk about the vulnerability of your music. And I don't do this very often, and no disrespect to any of the managers or people who send the bios that are paragraphs long and like, hey, check out. But I did scan through, and one of the things that popped out to me was Samy brings authenticity, with each and every song. And that's very true. I mean, not to say that it's not at all, but is it scary? Is it exciting? Is it just something that you do, that just knowing that you're tapping into who you are and creating from that space?
I love that question. So ironically, I found myself through my music. Like I said, being an only child, and I only had nothing but music, and I would watch YouTube. I'd watch One Direction all day. I'd watch Justin Bieber all day, and I wanted to be that.
Yeah.
A lot of artists might be different from me, but I've written through my experiences. I'm really, really bad at communicating, as I might look like I know how to communicate.
You're
I
nailing
don't.
it right now, dude.
I'm not an extrovert, so music has been the resource or the only thing that allows me to tell my story. There's so many things that I feel. I've had my heart broken. I've been cheated on, like all the 9 yards, as we all have. And the only thing that allows me to express myself is my music, and I've done that through my project called I Know Who I Am.
See, did you look at my cards before you came in here? Because that's exactly, I mean, that's an important title for this project.
Yeah.
I Know Who I Am. You know what I mean? You're really standing on fully giving us, the fans, who you are. How important was it for that to be the title of the project?
Well, originally that wasn't even in my lingo in my head. What actually ironically happened is, from the start of the EP to the end of the EP, the last song called Voices, I end up saying, I know who I am. And it just clicked. I said, wow, this whole 2 years that it's taken me to write these gorgeous 8 songs and really put my heart and soul into it, I feel like I finally found myself through making these musics, through failing, I made a song about being lonely and missing my mom called Mama, and being homesick and feeling alone and having anxiety and having imposter syndrome was Voices. So finally, I Know Who I Am kind of like ties it all together in the most authentic way.
How therapeutic must that feel? That's got to be like the most rewarding feeling ever, to know that you were able to self-discover, but also as a songwriter, as an artist, as a performer, to know that you are creating stories that a lot of people are going to be able to draw those same types of conclusions along with you.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I probably needed a therapist, but instead I went to the studio. But probably, I probably needed a hug, but instead I made a beat. But it was honestly just seeing so many Samsters. That's the community that I've been able to kind of create through TikTok live streaming and just being an artist. It's insane to see a song that I wrote about being homesick relate to somebody else, and I've wrote about having imposter syndrome and somebody else feeling the same way. So it's insane. It's just a dream come true.
It's
There's
who
no
you
other
are.
words. Yeah.
I mean, and that's the reason why fans they gravitate to your words. I've sat and had the opportunity and been blessed to talk to so many amazing people, and those who understand that in their heart are some of the most successful. You know what I mean? As you look at some of those artists who you mentioned before that you watched, and those same folks were saying those same exact things, and that's why this is just the beginning stages, man. This is a solid foundation that you built for yourself, dude. So I just want to let you know that. Serious business, man. Oh, you're very welcome. I want to get into, you mentioned a little bit about the TikTok lives and social media. What are some of the things that you love most about putting your life out there and being live and showing everybody who you are on social media, dude?
Well, it's scary.
That was the other part to it. I was like,
to be
scary
completely honest with you,
Yeah.
it's scary. It's, again, like I said, I think just trusting the universe. I've, in 5 months, became one of the top live streaming artists here on TikTok. It's been the most humbling experience. I feel like there was a lag, in the industry. It's really easy to look pretty and to make a great song and to go on stage. And, a lot of people create an ulterior, person, another personality.
Alter ego.
But you can't do that on TikTok Live. When you're streaming 6 days a week, 5 hours a night, you kind of eventually people are going to see for you who you are.
Your Wi-Fi bill must be crazy expensive, dog.
I have a really, really good wired plan now.
Good package.
TikTok's taking care of that one.
But yes, being out there and showing who you are, it's got to be
scary.
Yeah, the most frightening thing ever.
And you can't really, but again, I think the biggest thing I was lagging before is the authentic fan base, really figuring out who I was. And again, part of my story is TikTok streaming. In 5 months, I became the top streaming artist in the world.
So amazing.
Above, daily rankings of Saucy Santana and Jeffree Star and all these people who are, huge streamers. And I've done it authentically just by spreading love and light. And that's what's more important for me, is sharing my story, spreading love and light, reminding people that even if you feel alone, come hang out with me every night.
Come kick it.
Even if you have no friends, if you are getting over your ex or your mom upset you, come. There's a safe space. My Samsters are here. My mods moderate the chat. We kick it. We cry. We get upset. We laugh. We fall. We do everything together on that line.
And they're going to be there for you, as I just saw, depending on when you all check out this interview online. But I know that you're like a few hours away from like a Billboard in Time freaking Square.
They made that happen.
Yo,
the Samsters.
When you think about that, when you think about that connection and the iconic Times Square, this is a place where the world, shows up and their eyes are open, but you get to be a part of that. How rewarding is it to know that you've not only done it, by working your ass off, but also that you got the Samsters back, you got the family behind you to help you share this moment. That's got to be like the craziest thing.
Starstruck. Yeah. My heart is full. What's crazy is even the Samsters, I didn't announce that, hey, I'm where it's going to be or when I'm going to be here, and they're coming. There's people flying in from Minneapolis, from Utah, from California, from all around the world, just to be a part of the moment, seeing my debut EP, I Know Who I Am, on this Billboard.
That's beautiful, dude. Yeah, remember this, cherish it. You're gonna have the videos forever, you know what I mean? But also take the time to soak up the moment, and you know what I mean, and have that second. If I could say anything, to put the phone down and just relish in that energy that you're gonna feel. It's Times Square, but also be careful because there are some random Spider-Man. You might see you might see a naked cowboy.
It's like Hollywood on steroids.
It 100% is, man. Taylor said it best, dude. Welcome to New York. I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there. Hey, I want to get to performing because I know that you just love to perform. And when you're creating not only this EP but your music, do you always keep in your mind how these songs are going to look live?
No, honestly.
Okay.
I'm so like, I think Rick Rubin said it best. I create art because I needed to hear it, right? A lot of people might do it for different reasons, and I treat the performance the same way. I never know what I'm going to write about when I enter the studio. Wow. I just know that I'm going through something. Getaway is perfect. Getaway, I felt the pressures from being this #1 streaming artist on TikTok while having in real life, to get booked. And I, headlined and sold out my first show at the Peppermint Club in LA and putting together this project. And there were so many things going into it that when it comes to the performance side, I treat it the exact same way. No expectations.
You got to rehearse a little bit, though. I mean, you rehearse.
Well, we rehearse a lot, but I never know what it's going to look like. I never know what it's going to feel like until we start that band and we kind of build the set in real time.
And to have that team around you to bounce ideas off of. And I know that you got a new family that's, you know, in the background with you, a new squad that's helping you with this chapter of the journey. Yeah, when you guys get together, that's got to be kind of cool as well. Magic. When you're thinking, hey, maybe this, but somebody else chimes in.
I love that. You know, one thing is I feel like I know what I'm good at, and what I'm good at is singing and telling the story. And I trust the amazing team I have around me of creative directors and stylists and management and guitarists and keyboards. I want them to do their thing. Yeah. I want them to educate me, because if I can learn something, then that's all I want to do. I just want it to be a collaboration where everyone's fulfilled, not just me.
This is going to be one of these conversations I'm going to remember. It's going to be like, I remember when. Like, for real. I'm just going to say, please, when it's a couple of years from now, well, you're going to see me along the journey. Let's do this again, because I'm going to get this on the record. All right. I'm not done now, but I'm just saying I want to have this conversation again where it's like, remember, I told you that, Max. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Please.
Okay.
Anytime.
Right.
I just appreciate you so much.
Yeah, man. I want to do that there. Hey, I do want to address this, because there are a lot of fans that wanted me to ask this question. And I want to go back, before we get into Getaway, the new single, I want to go back just a couple. Tasty, the cover art. People need to know whose hands are those around the neck, man?
The golden question.
Would that be a question that will forever be like part of your lore?
No, so I can tell you. Remember I told you I trust my team?
Yes.
So that was not even supposed to actually happen. I asked my creative director, she's worked alongside the Ariana Grande camp. Yeah. So sometimes she'll fill in being Ari, you know, aesthetically, and she was helping me on set, and I asked her, can you hold my shirt up? And somehow, through that journey, her hands ended up on my neck, and the picture was snapped, and that changed my life.
All right, there we go.
Tasty was born.
Question answered.
I went back and I said, ooh, wait, was this intentional?
Yeah.
She told me, she said, I didn't have nails on. I wasn't ready. I said, girl, we got to go with it.
She was ready. Yeah, you were ready. Yo, that's so beautiful. And again, that really kind of encapsulates what you were alluding to a little bit in our conversation on camera, but off camera, you're saying, like, stuff just kind of, it happens. It comes together organically.
That's the best way.
And Getaway is that song that in a day? Like, wait, tell the story about how this song that we get our hands on here, the 29th, I believe, of August. How did this come to be a song that you created or found the way to put these words together in like a day? So
I love being in LA. Honestly, even before, when I lived in Orlando, it was great, but I had performed at the Amway Arena. I'm Moroccan American. Originally, I was big in that culture. I really wanted to be mixing Middle Eastern beats and rhythms with top American pop lines, because I thought that was amazing. I moved to LA at 17 to pursue it, and it was a completely different experience. I started demo singing with Diane Warren, and she told me, if you want to be successful in this industry, you need to learn how to write. And in order to learn how to write, you need to fail. You need to go out, make 1,000 songs, see what's going to happen, throw pasta at the wall, see if it's going to stick. And if it doesn't stick, do it again.
Wait, did she say pasta or did she say shit? But all right, it's okay. Yeah, but all right, but I get you. I see what you mean. Yeah.
We did that. I honestly, I could tell you it was the most humbling experience being told, you're a great singer, but you're just a voice. You're just a demo. And until you learn your artistry, take a back seat. And I was upset for a while. I said, well, when is it going to be my turn? And I took all of that frustration. I became a student. I said, you know what? If this is the way to do it, I'd rather learn. I'd rather learn how to produce. I'd rather learn how to write. I'd rather learn how to top line. I never even knew how to record. So Getaway came about because I felt this pressure of wanting sometimes, streaming 6 days a week is hard. Even though I love it and I'm grateful, spreading love and light 6 days a week and being a therapist and doing all that for people is sometimes very hard on your mind while making songs. So I got really frustrated after my management told me, hey, your songs are beautiful, but you need to come up with some more. Yeah. And I did that. And then one day I was like, you know what? I want to get away. I just want to run away. I just want to pack all my stuff and never look back. And that's how Getaway was born. I called Carol Mack, which is a really good friend of mine, who went to LAMP, which is a big, school in LA that everybody goes to learn how to produce and record and write music. And in 5 minutes, we wrote Getaway.
Gosh, man, to have that energy pour out, to have it be, and I don't mean this in any way thoughtless, but being thoughtless, being just so natural. That's got to be one of the most rewarding feelings when you create a song that is just so organic. It is so thoughtless. It's the way that you feel, take it, leave it. But then when we said it before a while ago, the fans love it. It's just even more fulfilling knowing that you weren't trying to contrive a story or make up something. It's just, this is how I'm feeling in this moment.
I wish I had the mindset to do that, but I can't. Unless I'm feeling it, it doesn't really come to light. But using what Diane taught me and learning how to listen, I think that was the biggest thing. I think if it's really important to teach people, if you really want to be an artist, is a big tool is not just being able to sing and write, but being able to listen and being open to trusting people around you. And I think when we all are fulfilled by what we're making, that's more than any billboard in Times Square. Is really leaving something behind that I actually and everyone around me is happy with.
Dude, I gotta say, damn it, man, this is a conversation that I needed today, like for real, for real. One last little bit that I want to roll with you here, man. We're hanging out here, and it kind of goes along with my name. I'm gonna put your feet to the fire, dude. I'm gonna ask you your top 3 max. All right, I don't want your top 5. I don't want your top 10. I want your top 3 max, like me. Your top 3 favorite artists of all time. Samy. Yeah, I know, dude.
Doing this to me?
100%, man. Top 3 max. Not, like I said, any more than that. Okay. Starting at number 3, who you got?
Number 3 is Miley Cyrus.
Wow, and why Miley?
I was raised on the Disney Channel.
There it goes.
That's my bread and butter.
Okay, all right, and she's only number 3? Wow, dude. All right, what about number 2?
3, Michael Jackson.
Wow, and MJ.
MJ.
Knowing that you're following in the pop icons, footsteps. What was it about? And this probably seems like an obvious question, but what was it about his artistry? Everything that he has done, the legacy that he has left that really had you enamored?
I would say just his artistry, the way he carries himself. You know, I've worked along really great choreographers who have brought me pictures of MJ and how the way that he was able to really tell something. I don't like cookie cutter songs. I want you to feel something. I like depth. That's how I make music, and I like people that can understand social anxiety, imposter syndrome, actually being homesick and wanting to get away because you're so overwhelmed with working a 9 to 5 every single day of your life. So MJ has this way of tastefully spreading an actual message, and in a tasteful way, not the way that he had something to say, and it was done so beautifully.
The best. I just recently was doing some doom scrolling, dude, and I stumbled across a video of, and this was young Michael Jackson. This is back in the day when, talking the 70s and 80s, when he was singing Ben. It was a song about a mouse, a song about a rat, but the way that he related this story of true friendship and finding a connection with a rat. And this video that I'm watching, it was kind of one of those like, oh, I bet you didn't know this story, that the cameraman behind the camera when he was performing it, I don't know if it was on the Ed Sullivan Show or one of the shows, were like in tears just because of the way that his story and his message connected. And at the end of the day, a lot of people may have seen it surface level. Why is he singing about this rat and this bin? But it was way deeper than that. So understanding exactly what you're saying there. All right, top 3 max. Your favorite artist of all time, number 1 on Samy Omari's list. Who we got?
I gotta go with Beyonce.
Wow. Okay, yeah. There are some stories I can say about some folks behind the camera and Beyonce. We done turned the hell up to Queen Bee. I don't know if I need an explanation, but go for it. Why?
I mean, she's
Beyonce.
She's the way that she's been able to just dibble and dabble. I mean, even her and Taylor Swift, that's probably I'm between.
Okay.
Just the way that they authentically are themselves, and they have just this artistry to them that is unmatched. I mean, again, it's easy to make a great song and to make a great visual, but like when you're in front of the camera, how do you make people feel? And the way she makes me feel is why I like her. That's why I connect with her. Not just because she's a boss, but she makes me feel seen. She makes me feel sexy. She makes me feel, things that I want to make people feel through my music.
And that's where I want to close this, is how must that feel to you to know that you are building that for yourself, that you do have people who look to you the same way you look to these 3? What does that to you as you continue this journey, as you early stages of the career, but you have built such a solid foundation? What does that mean to you?
It means everything. And I think that's why through the I Know Who I Am project, the deluxe EP, it's genuinely about being raw and authentic and healing and being real and open to talking about what you're really going through. Because my struggles might motivate that 12-year-old kid living in Orlando watching Justin Bieber all day online to that he can do it. No matter what obstacles, no matter where you come from, no matter what you have in your bank account, hard work does pays off as long as you're consistent. And I really want people to know that if I believe in you and if 1,000 people during my live streams is here, then we all support you and you're going to win. This is not just me. We're all going to win. There's enough room for all of us.
We can all eat.
We can all eat.
Like,
we can all make 20,000 plates and all enjoy it.
That's for real, dude. I love that mentality right there. Well, the 29th, we're going to be here. I've heard the song. The full song is fire. Thank you for giving us little crumbs and little teasers. But yeah, we're going to all be here for Getaway and for everything that is to come, not only in 2025, but in the future. And when we meet and have the same conversation again, I'm looking forward to the growth and the, you know, just the passion still being there as well, and to the new friendship that we built. So I really appreciate you taking the time.
I appreciate you. Shout out to iHeartRadio. Shout out to Maxwell. You are amazing, and I thank you for this moment.
It's just me. It's the same way it's just you. It's just me. Can we give him a round of applause, please, y'all, from behind the camera? This is Samy, Omari.